Hi there guys, Riath here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to another episode of On the Table. So today we're going to be showing you the Litko tokens for Age of Sigmar, and we've been waiting for these for a little while and really excited to have them. Because in Age of Sigmar there's so many things that we need to keep a track of. Having a token set like this I think is going to be invaluable, just to remember all the buffs and debuffs and things going on. And you know, I was quite surprised that the Age of Sigmar box set didn't come with tokens anyway, but this looks like a really nice set, so I just got it in the post this morning. So let's take a quick look over the tokens that comes with it. So we've got a number of tokens here and an Age of Sigmar gauge. Now when you buy these on the website, they come in various packs, so you can kind of pick which tokens you'd like and which ones you find the most useful. And I think they're still developing these tokens for all the new war scrolls and so on, so I'm sure there's going to be regular updates to what's actually on there. But there is a link in the video description if you want to go and check out their website. So first we've got Age of Sigmar gauge here. Now this is a really nice gauge. It's kind of like the Age of Sigmar gauge from Games Workshop, except I think it's actually better because it's got a number of things here that's really useful. So we've got one edge which is 3 inches, which is really good for your pile-ins. You've got one edge here is just an inch by itself. We've got a ½ inch over on this side, which is really good for making sure you're within combat. You know, when you charge, you need to be within ½ inch. And then we've got 6 inches on this edge, which covers pretty much all normal movement. And then if you're going to run, you know, you can just do that twice. So I think that's going to be very useful, and you're going to see this in future battle reports. Now through the token sets, we've got here a Mystic Shield, so all wizards can cast that. I think it's going to be really good to have that, and Inspiring Presence. So they're made of a really high quality acrylic material. I think Litko are one of the best gaming aids providers out there. So you can see them for yourself, and you will see what they look like in our battle reports, and I think they're going to be really good. So we've got a general here as well, just to mark your generals. Not so important, but a useful reminder, I guess, if you've got lots of heroes. There's a run marker here, just to say that your troops, they've run, so they can't obviously shoot or charge. And that's one of the really nice things here. It actually tells you what the limitations are because of the action. So just a little reminder there. And then we have charge. So move 2d6, just to show you or remind you that the unit's charged. And then we've got here fluorescent pink retreat marker. So if you retreat with any of your units, then they can't shoot or charge. So it's good to kind of have this as a status token. And then we've got combat declared. Let's see if we can get the camera to focus. There we go. And there's tokens for terrain here. So for all of the mystical terrain effects, Inspiring, Arcane, Sinister, Mystical, Deadly, and Damned, we have these little tokens, and they're going to be very useful because tracking the terrain effect is one of the really important things. We've been doing it with dice, just putting a 1, 2, 3, but then we have to check the table again to see what effect it was, and so on. So, and it's also got a little note to say what the effect does. So I can definitely see that being one of the more popular token packs. So here we've got the Ensorcelled and Befuddled tokens, and these are really useful for mystical terrain. So with mystical terrain, every turn at the start of the hero phase, you roll to see whether your guys become ensorcelled or befuddled, and that's a really good one to just remind you if they're befuddled, then they can't do anything for the turn, and if they're ensorcelled, then they can reroll their failed wounds until the next hero phase. So that's a really useful one there. Then we've got some just generic +1 and -1s tokens. So there's a million things in Age of Sigmar that does +1s and -1s, spells and so on, so they're really useful. And then we've got reroll misses, and reroll wands, so same there. You know, we've got lots of effects that allow you to reroll wands and so on, so they're definitely very useful. And then down here we've got a generic buffs and debuffs token. So you can write on there with like a whiteboard marker, you know, whatever the or crayons, whatever the buffs and debuffs are, whatever you like, and then you just clean it off at the end. And I think that's really good because there's lots of things in Age of Sigmar, and you can't really have a token for everything. So having a sort of whiteboard that you can just write on there what you want, I think that's going to be quite useful as well. And then we have the wound tokens. So these are in 2 pieces and they're magnetized, so they're up to 12 wounds, and you just rotate to show how many wounds are on the model. I think that's going to be great, certainly better than using stacked dice and so on. And then there's unit activated. So that's all the tokens that we have. I've put all these tokens into a little box here, just sort of separated by these little separators just to keep them handy. So we've got multiple wounds, multiple sets for the terrain, and so on. So you're going to see them in our battle reports to come. So many thanks to Jim from Litko for giving us a look at these early, and they're definitely going to get some good use with our battle reports. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you want to check out these tokens, you can look at the link in the video description below, and I'll see you guys next time.